Today we're gonna pick up an R34 from the port here in Okinawa. Full disclosure, this is not my car. This is for a car salesman who lives here in Okinawa. His name's Andy. He runs a shop called V8 Car Shop. No, he doesn't just sell V8s. Andy did not pay me to make this video. He does pay me to make other videos. I just thought this would be a good opportunity to show what it looks like to get a car from mainland Japan to Okinawa. So this is Andy. He owns V8 Car Shop.
Hi.
He's a Brazilian living in Japan, but he lives here permanently. He's a great example of proof that you don't have to be Japanese to succeed in Japan. So he's currently making carbonara and bidding on cars. So I don't think we're leaving just yet. I'll just walk around. Maybe I'll do what I actually get paid to do and film his cars. Like any kind of Japan-based YouTube content, you don't typically see a Euro specialist. But honestly, Euro cars are super popular in Japan. If you go to Daikoku Futo, people think of it as all the S180s and the Skylines and all stuff. And yes, all that's there. But you also see quite a few European cars. And one thing that's interesting, because the European cars are not being exported, they're much more affordable than your old Skylines. Wow. All right, carbonara time is over. We're gonna go get this car. Forgot my umbrella. He's still working. Oh, there's our R33 over there. When a car's too low, they'll put it on a pallet and you have to do this forklift swap thing to get it off. So that's what we're gonna do now. This sick Hachiroku is not what we're here for. We're here for this R34 turbo 4-door. God, look at those fat tires on this thing. Usually what they'll do is they'll forklift the car somewhere and they'll set up a ramp in front of it and you can drive it off. Or they'll forklift it in behind a tow truck and you drive it onto the tow truck, then the tow truck lowers the car and you drive it off the tow truck. R33, H6, and R34. So sometimes when you ship a car, the battery will die. And that's what happened. They're gonna jump it. This is so common that they have jumper cables available. So that's what they're doing right now. Whoever buys is gonna have to replace that. They're laughing because the Hachiroku guy is just gonna pick his car up and his battery's dead too. So this guy's checking to make sure he doesn't scrape. Oh, just barely. Giri giri da ne. So he's just doing his initial checks. So when you buy a car from auction, you typically don't know much about it. Oftentimes the auction sheets are hard to read. You're going off of limited photos, and these days the auction sheets kind of aren't the most honest. That's why typically when you buy a car from auction, you want to see it in person, and you can do that. But if you live in Okinawa, it's a little bit trickier. So Andy actually only goes to view cars at the actual auction when they're very expensive. This is not one of those cases. So now he's just evaluating the car to see, okay, what's the condition of the car really like? Is there anything that we really need to fix before he sells it, etc., etc. That's what he's doing now. So right off the bat, the car is cleaner on the inside than a lot of these I've seen. I quite like the Bride shift boot cover and the cyberpunk-esque shift knob and handle here. My favorite part is probably the Bride seat, the main seat, but he's also got a Recaro seat. The bolstering's too aggressive for me. This is more my speed. It looks like the owner did a lot of DIY type paint stuff, which is not terrible. And he's got some aftermarket LEDs in it. These R34s are so popular that he sold one and he had like 4 people who got in line to get one. So he just had to leave because the customer is already at his shop waiting to see the car. When you ship a car, they want the gas to be as low as possible for weight reasons for the boat. So he had to stop and get gas on his way back to see the customer, so the customer's still waiting. But I took advantage of the opportunity because I'm gonna try to get some rollers for the vertical cinematic. Rollers is a strong, yeah, we'll call it some rollers. So I pulled off to a sideway where I know he's gonna have to drive past me, and hopefully I can time it right to where I can get in front of him and we can actually get an idea of what a car sounds like. One of the nice things about Okinawa is you can kind of pull over anywhere and put your hazards on. It'll be all right. So I can just wait for him here. And I have this lovely view. Okay, that wasn't the best. We're gonna try again. All right, well, that's the job done. Now it's time to go to Family Mart and get some beer. Look at the options they have here. So this is a strong 9%. This is like $1.50. This is a beer surprise. So basically just put a random beer in the can, and a random beer they're making in this type of can, and you don't ever know what you're gonna get. It's like Pokemon, box of chocolates. And then this is like a specialty draft, canned draft beer that comes with a special top. It's very foamy, and instructions on how to open it properly. And they got a craft spice soda. Donation for the wife to thank her for watching the kids while I do all this.